Does every gun owner have that one gun that you have to own, but for whatever reason, you just don't? This is my dream gun, and if this isn't a hint, I don't know what is. I made a video back in October 2017. I went down to a pawn shop and bought my dream firearm, a Smith & Wesson gun. My story with this firearm starts back in 2013. I was just getting into firearms. I believe at the time I had three: a Henry lever action .22, a single shot 12 gauge break barrel, and a Walther P22. It was a weekly routine for a friend and I to travel through all the pawn shops in Southern Oregon. We would browse for a deal and seek good conversation from the more experienced behind the counter. I then saw for the first time ever the Taurus Judge. I was in awe, a handgun that shoots a shotgun round. It was a model that I had never seen again, all chrome with a gold hammer and trigger. I admired it, but my eyes widened once I saw the price tag. I asked if the black one next to it was the same model. The man behind the counter says, "No, that's the Smith & Wesson version." I asked to see that one, hoping for a cheaper price tag. The minute I felt the governor, I knew I needed one. The quality was far superior to the Judge, almost like there was no comparison. Then the man said, "I think it even shoots 45 ACP. From there on out, I knew one day I would own the Smith & Wesson Governor. Every time I went into a firearm shop, I would look for the Governor, finding out pretty quickly that stores don't sell them new anymore. As I continued to add to my collection, buying guns from various places, I would always keep an eye to make my dream come true. When I would run across them occasionally, it wasn't the right time to be making an $800 purchase. It wasn't until late 2017, I popped into a pawn shop, not looking for a gun, but a tool for my garage. Then I saw it. It was sitting so elegantly in the glass cabinet on the end, placed between a .44 mag and a Smith & Wesson 500. I asked for some assistance so I could get my hands on this bad girl. Then the man handed it over after checking the empty cylinders. I held it and stared at this work of art, thinking it probably wasn't the right time to be purchasing my dream weapon as I turned over the price tag to see the lowest price I have ever seen on one, $675. These firearms usually range in the $750 and over market. I wouldn't be myself if I didn't ask if there was room for a discount. He said, "No, but I'll throw in the background check for that price." I looked him square in the eye and firmly shook his hand while softly saying the word, "Deal." After 15 long minutes of background check and forking over the cash, I was walking out of there with a skip in my step and a blue box by my side. Words can't describe the feeling I get every time I see this firearm. The sleek look of the scandium alloy frame, the lines that cause my eyes to never look away, the synthetic grip begging for my hand to wrap around it. The trigger angles itself in a way that gives it more back than a white girl. The hammer does nothing but complement that look. But it's not all for show. It's also the perfect place to marry my thumb. Maybe you don't want to draw the hammer every time you shoot. Well, don't. Just pull the trigger. The barrel has an aggressive look, 2.75 inches short, but boy, it does not mess around. Behind the stainless steel barrel, the rest of the revolver is above average in size, coming in with an overall length of 8.5 inches. One thing that is below average is the weight, just less than 30 ounces. That I've never noticed while holding this Smith & Wesson. One thing I do notice is the simplicity in the sights. A notch sits elegantly on the rear, and the simple single dot front does not extrude too far up. The stainless steel PVD cylinders boast the 6 rounds of ammunition they can hold. These cylinders have nothing but love. They are not prejudiced on what kind of ammunition you load. Want to have an inexpensive day at the range? Don't forget your moon clips and 45 ACP. Need something with a little more knockdown power to one-up your 45 ACP friends? 45 Colt. Need something to take out the intruder hiding behind the fridge at your neighbor's house? I think a 410 slug will do just fine. Yes, that's right. This thing can handle 45 ACP, 45 Colt, and 410 shotgun. Name another one that can. I'll wait. One thing I believe is easily overlooked on this amazing 6-shooter is the trigger. In single action, it is only 4.4 pounds. The lightest touch will set this angry demon off, but when you do pull it, it's smooth and crisp. Every time I pull this trigger, I can't help but smile. I'm sure by now you're thinking, there has to be something bad about this one. I know there is. Well, if I had to complain, I would have two minor things. When you shoot 410, the casings don't eject from the cylinders very easily. And also, when shooting 45 ACP, it is difficult to get the empty brass out of the moon clip. An easy trick to retrieve it is the Leatherman you keep in your pocket. That's it. I have nothing bad to say about this wheel gun. The way it shoots, the ammo it is capable of shooting, the accessories it comes with, this thing is unstoppable. Hands down one of my favorites. Whoops, I think I may have just convinced myself to buy a second.